Hello, everybody. Welcome into the ESL Challenger League Asia Division. We're continuing on with the playoffs, of course. Myself, Scriv, and NeoKai to take you through all the action this week. Really looking forward to getting into some of the nitty-gritty games. We are down in that bottom side of things for the next couple of days on the losers bracket, but of course, there are some pretty big games still to come from here, and they've already started to weed out some of the chaff, as it were, the wheat from the chaff, as they say here in the UK. So looking forward to seeing who's going to take things here, and indeed who will move off to face off against Rare Atom in the next game. Of course, here is the bracket for you to kind of keep you updated. The game that we're going to be covering today, therefore, is the MongolZ up against NewHappy, which indeed very excited to get into. MongolZ looked very flat against Rare Atom in their game a couple days ago, but it seems like they have survived things in the lower bracket. And NewHappy, meanwhile, although getting knocked down, I think certainly a pretty interesting team to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, NewHappy are a side who are kind of new to the deep stages of playoffs. I think it's probably the best way to put it. But when you look at the run that they've now got to pull off, they've got to beat the MongolZ, then they've got to beat Rare Atom, then they've got to beat Vision if they want to be the champions. I mean, it honestly, quite literally couldn't get any tougher. There is no harder way to make your way towards that grand finals place going in your favor. Of course, a spot in Pro League, so they are going to have to pull off something miraculous. But even for the side of MongolZ, who come in as the heavy favorites in towards this, they've got to take this one against NewHappy, a little bit of an unknown identity, because whilst these two were in the same group, they'd never actually played. The MongolZ had to forfeit that game. I think they were in Europe at the time, probably playing something like Kato, I think, right? They're probably in Europe. So they had to forfeit their games. They actually haven't played against each other. So we don't really know kind of where these two stand. And then, of course, beating them, they're going to go and then face off Rare Atom with a bit of history there as well between these two sides, and then Vision as well. I mean, it's such a difficult run, making it all the way towards the top. And of course, take a look at the rosters here. The MongolZ, you all know and love them. They've come over and made themselves known internationally. NewHappy, well, they're pretty new to the limelight.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I think you'll be forgiven for maybe not recognizing their names as much. In all fairness, so I believe they made it through. Let me have a look here. No, they were actually in last season as well. So maybe a name change coming in for them, but certainly when it comes to the playoff stage, like you say, it is a fresh look for them. So I think this is going to be a real challenge for them here today. The MongolZ, obviously one of the stalwarts of the Asian scene, although not looking great against Rare Atom. It does seem the rest of the competition they have been able to take down.
Sure.
Did lose a map out against Wings up there. It was a relatively close one on Inferno, but winning out their own map pick of Ancient pretty cleanly. So MongolZ definitely working on some ideas, and I think we'll have a pretty comfortable sort of run of things coming up against NewHappy, who indeed have played similar kind of maps. Inferno, Overpass in there a little bit. So we'll see how the veto goes down. I do believe we actually have it ready for you folks as well, so we can go over that momentarily. I think that the veto will be a pretty scary look here for both teams at the end of the day. There's a lot of scope and a lot of potential, I think, for particularly the side of NewHappy to just kind of come in with some fresh ideas, and they're going to do just that. Anubis coming out as their pick, Inferno there, the pick of the MongolZ, and then Overpass as the decider. So Anubis, if I'm right in thinking, is a map that neither of these teams have played as yet in the playoffs.
I don't know about playoffs, but 2 months ago, Anubis would have been a real good punish pick over towards the MongolZ. Back in the Challenger Melbourne qualifiers, they lost to who were they even lost? They lost to their Mongolian brethren. In fact, actually, I remember that way back when to Eruption. So this is actually a map in which used to be pretty poor over towards the MongolZ, but now is actually starting to be incorporated in towards their pool. So that used to be, in my eyes, a bit of a punish pick, but I don't really see it that much anymore. There's actually a really strong kind of capacity here for a 2-0 in favor of the MongolZ. They've looked recently a lot better on Anubis. They're slowly starting to find their right dynamic there. The only thing is, if you go towards the decider, it's Overpass, and that map does actually look quite shaky towards the MongolZ. So there's now a possibility, if it goes in 3, that NewHappy could pull off something there. The biggest thing and the biggest talk point that we're going to be coming into this game with is, at the moment, the MongolZ just don't look like themselves. They don't look as scary and as kind of, dominant as they have for such a long time within this domestic scene. They're struggling, dropping into the lower brackets, never expected a side of this caliber and kind of the capacity we know that they can play at. But with the recent changes they made, you know, Hastek are coming in for Score. It seems for me that it just unfortunately hasn't really done enough. And of course, we've just seen recently Score signing to Tai Lu in their kind of new rebuild with Emmy and Rogger coming in as well. I'm assuming they're going to be coming in English with the variety of nationalities they're going on their roster. But that should be really interesting to see how that Tai Lu rebuild goes. Score finally finding a team. He was one of the most talented players on this MongolZ team. When he got dropped, everybody and anybody questioned why, right? Because firepower-wise, the eye test alone, he was so talented. And it seems like, unfortunately, they're missing someone like Score with the mechanics.
Yeah, that's very true. I think that was certainly something against the game against Rare Atom, where they just didn't seem to have, you know, an individual level that they were able to push their game to at the end of the day. So I do feel like they perhaps are worrying about that, and have sacrificed things down a little bit. We maybe question the move. Perhaps there's a bit more behind the scenes, right, as where he is as an individual or something like that. Not quite sure with the Score story, but it does seem to have had an effect, at least domestically here, that they just really aren't as strong. And when you've got, you know, players like Jam Young, players like Mosier, players like Starry on Lim Vision, you have to be matching up on an individual level. And at the moment, I don't really know who the MongolZ have in the same kind of vein at the moment, to be honest with you. So it really is a bit problematic for the side of MongolZ, but we'll see. Maybe today should be enough against the likes of NewHappy, but indeed, as we've seen already, NewHappy upsetting a few teams, taking down the likes of NKT. So I think certainly it is possible here. We're going to take a break before we get into that first map, folks. When we get back, of course, we will get this series started, so make sure you're with us.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Break up, don't speak for a couple of weeks. I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind. How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and he's blurring your vision.
There you go, everybody. I did say it was going to be a brief one before we got back into the action, and it was indeed not very long at all. So here we are on Inferno. NewHappy starting off on that CT side. The MongolZ will have to try and best it on the T end of things, but I am fairly confident in how their T side looks. We'll definitely have to see with this one. NewHappy, I don't think they're a team that we really got to cover during the regular season either, with the few days that we did. So really unprecedented, I think, in terms of what we here in the casting booth, as it were, are expecting from NewHappy.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, right? What we're going to get out of the side. I think there's still a little bit of an unknown quantity where we don't really know kind of what sort of level we're going to get out of them. Oh, their CT Star's going to hold up pretty sharpish here. They're getting tested over the 8 side. Bartak to the first. Great through from 2-2. Making sure they're keeping them at bay. Now, you know, but what doesn't matter. A second one straight to the danger, and they're falling apart to one man in pit. This is a capitulation here, and it's all down to Bartak at 12 points of HP. The Mongols have thrown away what looked like it was going to be a solid pistol.
Disaster striking at the worst possible moment, and it looks as though Bartak will just hold what he has, to be honest with you. Maybe a bit of a reposition from him, but yeah, I think this is a save. 12 HP against 4. He knows that he really does not stand a chance, so take what you have. Tiny bit of armor into the next round. Maybe buy a Galil, you know, could be a scary prospect in terms of the individual, but in terms of the team itself, yeah, Mongols, I think, will be very disappointed with the way that that ended up panning out. Just, you know, trying to, again, brute force their way in. We saw it quite a lot against Rare Atom, and it didn't really work for them, so hopefully they don't fall into the same kind of traps. Bartak will actually try and go for it in the final dying moments of the round. Finds a frag, loses his life, so did not fancy holding on to the armor. Either way, NewHappy going to find that first pistol round going their way.
Start. No money for the Mongols to work with. Lots of money for NewHappy to work with. So in towards the M4s, the M9s, the util, all the good stuffs. Where for that T-side, unfortunately, there just really isn't a lot to bring to the table. We're going to go for that low buy. Bartak's got a Tech 9, but that's basically all they get to work with. They're just flying into fights here. Bartak, first 2-4. Tech 9 to no use, and they're spraying down through the smoke. It's a massacre down Banana. In a matter of mere moments, that second round is done. NewHappy start 2-0, but that was a throwaway round. This is the one that matters most. Full buy coming out, AKs in display. The Mongols, they've got to kickstart this T-side campaign on their map pick pretty damn emphatically.
Speed, I think, being the name of the game here. Really not wanting to waste time on that Mongol side of things, keep the pressure on, and stay competitive at the end of the day. Certainly am looking to them to be all-out aggressive, all-out impressive in the early stages, of course. 2x going to find... Oh, an opening frag, nearly gets the second one as well. Annihilation and Blitz both chiming in there to clear out the A-bomb site. Again, super in-your-face kind of counter-strike from the Mongols. It didn't really work for them in the pistol, but with the rifles, they feel a lot more confident and find a lot more success.
Looks like Blitz might lurk around a little bit. See whether he can do anything to catch him on in rotation, but no, they won't be getting anything. I was wondering whether maybe he would poke and prod over towards that B site, but he's pretty low in HP, so not really worth it. One goes off. I think everyone should survive. Pretty damn okay. So, first one on the board, the rifles put to very good use. And with only the one casualty, that is a pretty damn solid response. That quote-unquote bonus buy for NewHappy having, well, very minimal success. And of course, in doing so, that's a massive confidence booster going through over towards one of the likes of the T side. And also will kind of shake up over towards NewHappy. They know now that this Mongol side are not here to play. We were wondering as well, Scriven, right, what kind of Mongols are we going to get? We're going to get the side who have been pretty damn good on an international scale, or the side who recently seems to be in a pretty damn bad run of form. Spine, first of all. the hands of the HE. Techno yet to frag. Wasn't doing so. That's making things pretty damn uncomfortable like, once again. City side getting spread a little bit thin. This could be a little bit shaky. Smoke will come through at the perfect time. Molotov over towards pit as well, but actually Tito are going to sit inside of it. We'll find another kill from that pit position. Bartak to fall. Looking for more as well. They need to clear out mini pit and then big pit. First goes mini. Big still staying alive, and then the hands of Tutu lurking around the smoke is Blitz in a 1 versus 3 tone, 1 versus 2. Bomb plant to come through. He might die just after it. Somehow crossed, luckily. This still feels dead in the water. Swing up off the back, full blind. Nihang does not care. There's a third being put on the board and a quick response from NewHappy.
Yeah, this has been a very fast game so far. I don't think either team is really, you know, spending much time playing the methodical game, playing the mind games back and forth. This is very quick and just relentless, it feels like, especially from the Mongols, obviously, with them being on the T side, but NewHappy are around, you know, just keeping their rifles up, not really using too much utility, not getting caught rotating nades, taking as many fights as possible. I don't know if we see a change-up from the Mongols, because you're already seeing it's only been a couple rifle rounds, right? But it's so inconsistent when you're playing that super aggressive style. You really are banking on the fact that it's like, okay, hopefully their setup is not good enough to deal with this. And, well, NewHappy change things up ever so slightly and find some really great positions in that previous round.
The big thing for me that we're seeing here, and something that does kind of slightly annoy me about the Mongol style of play, because it is very aggressive like we talk about, you see these gaps, and we saw one right there. There's just no ability to trade. You know, finding an opening kill there for Blitz over towards Banana. He drops right to the hands of Spine. And somebody to trade him out, and it doesn't happen. And there's a freebie coming through as well. Annihilation at the very least will find that trade that we were alluding. Even still, it's not benefiting the T side because numbers remain the same.
Yeah. Certainly giving them a bit more control, I think, with those early frags. My man Tutu got to be careful here. Goes flying in, but again, are even trades really worth it? Or is this player 2x in towards the site itself? Hidden away, turning away from flashes, able to find the first, and now Tiger is in to support him. And Annihilation had no idea about Tiger's presence, so that was a little dicey, a little close for a second, but again, setup is good enough, and the Mongols, I think you're starting to see they're moving in really fast. Their spacing, their sense of timing is just a little off because they are really just balls to the wall with this at the moment, and NewHappy are playing into that really well.
Oh, right now, we'll have to wait and see what's coming up next. I think for the Mongols, this is once again reaffirming this idea we've spoken about, them being in a little bit of a rut. NewHappy plays some good Counter-Strike though, gotta give him credit. A couple of individuals really been stepping up as Tutu for me. He is such a rock over towards that pit position. They cannot get space out towards A, time and time again. Kind of guaranteeing at least one kill. Let's run through the flames. The AWP of Tiger to kickstart things as Tekka to fall.
Easy and clean start. Exactly what you want in a round like this, so. Mongols, we already knew were going to have their work cut out for this one, but I think with losing the first man, it does leave you with far less options than usual. Oh, unless those pistols can take over. What is that from Techno? Oh my god. What a shot. And they've obviously left CT open here. Tutu thinking about coming around the corner, but really does have to be wary of this AWP. Shot rings off. 4 versus 3, definitely not out of the question, you would say, but it seems like they want to save. So they're actually going to hand the round across to the Mongols, and 2 quick kills from the pistols. That's how it goes sometimes.
We love an eco, eh? It'll change the tempo, right? At the very least. The conversation to be had now goes back over towards NewHappy in terms of their response. Very important. They've at least alleviated some of that pressure that was on their shoulders. Second round put on the board. Orphan and M4 staying alive too. As things go, really not too bad at all. Tenner's going to drop the AWP over just in case he died to the bottom. Luckily, we'll be okay. So the AWP, the M4, few upgraded pistols stay alive. Only the one casualty on the eco round is not too shabby at all for the Mongols. NewHappy, they'll be kicking themselves, let that one slip. And it's a little bit of a further effect. Granted that NewHappy can reinvest in no issues. Only problem is they have to pretty heftily towards those pockets. So this is what we in the business like to call a swing round. Take this, Whoever takes it has a massive effect over towards the buy-in towards the next round and more or less confirming a couple of rounds in a row. This could be hugely important.
Scout out for Tiger is one of the things that sticks out like a sore thumb, so it's obviously not the best for the side of NewHappy at the moment. Slow start into the round. Minute and 25, so we've got about 30-40 seconds now gone. And the Mongols are shaping up towards A, get the brackets control. Looks like they do want to hit this A bomb site in the end, but not really keeping that guessing game coming. Smokes back through, you can see, right? Like, NewHappy are pretty confident to rotate a player in.
Yeah.
They're fairly happy. Ooh, to go for this flash play as well. Li Hang able to find a double from the archway. Makes himself scarce as well. Tiger spamming away, confirms the fact that there is still presence towards that long area. It's Annihilation who's left incredibly low and nearly finished off, as is Bartak, who will go down to the scout. Fantastic stuff. Now down to just 2 up against 5.
Safe to say. Pretty damn tough to make this one work. Take no. Swing. The Tigers close things out towards Annihilation. At least the Constellation kill. The Orb scoop back up and explode some NewHappy. Only the one casualty. Once again, this is actually some really solid CT side that's being played now by NewHappy. Actually, for the most part, the Mongols just really looking uncomfortable. This whole game starts to become further and further in jeopardy. They're running towards that of playoffs. Could end here. They're already in the lower bracket. There's no room for error anymore. No second chances after this. The Mongols still just don't look like themselves right now. It's going back to spawn to pick up a flash. So yes, there's something to work with. Double AK is what they've got to work with in the hands of Annihilation and Bartak, and then just a few Deagles alongside it. Not by any means a dream buy.
Certainly not. Well, they did make it work with the pistols a few rounds ago, so we shall see if they can do so again. Spine's got other ideas this time around. Finds a spam through the smoke. Nice way to kick things off. Minute and 10. Where do they go from here on the Mongols side of things?
One down towards long, spoken towards Moto is just a quick response. I like this. It's methodical. The approach is good. Bartak, great shot from him. They needed that. That's another AK scooped up.
Nice stuff from Spine here. The flash comes around from the T side, but it's ineffective. Just Blitz and Bartak. Pick up from Bartak. Oh, and another one as well. However, 2-2 is there. Make sure the trades come in. Blitz should be able to get the bomb plant here, but the round itself with only 10 HP, you feel like is somewhat out of the question. 2x is in towards Banana pretty quickly as well. Might not be expected from here this fast. He's got a nade that could end the round here and now if it's well placed. So,
no.
Oh, we'll see. He catches one though, does our Blitz. They know where he's at now though, and 2x will take him down. Still, that is an awfully, awfully costly round.
Yeah, it has to be said, where you're investing pretty minimally. Double AK, few pistols, and you're walking away with a bomb plant of 4 kills. Not too bad at all for the Mongols. However, do get a little bit worried about kind of what's going to go forward, in the sense that it still is a pretty respectable lead being built up right now. Great Counter-Strike being played. We're seeing likes of NewHappy building up quite that repertoire on the CT side. This is already getting to a point of being somewhat concerning. This is the map pick of the Mongols, and they just don't look like they're at home right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very true, and like you say, it is somewhat of a worrying sign. To be honest with you, we're so early into the campaign of this series, and, you know, you'd expect the Mongols to at least be keeping up. We talked about whether NewHappy would be individually ready for a matchup like this, and it definitely looks like they are. Still in places, leaving a little bit to be desired. Li Hang goes completely dry around the corner and will lose his life.
Let's see. Numbers favour the Mongols now. Actually, going to slow that tempo right down. The bomber's going towards B. It's the right call. Only one here. Spine's got to pull off some magic. But the rotation not quick enough.
Flash round here. No peek coming in from Spine just yet. He's trying to buy time at the end of the day. Nade and the Molotov, though, will force him forwards, but he wins out the fight. There was also only one guy there. They've bailed on the B-bomb site, trying to make their way back towards A. So they've sort of given a free sacrificial kill across at the hopes of an open A-bomb site. And they would indeed be correct that the A-bomb site is completely clear, but still got a post plant to contend with. Two coming in from mid. Tiger spamming away on the AWP. They are somewhat frightened to cross. Oh, and you can see why he lands a leg eventually. Wonderful stuff. 2-2 going to go wild through the smoke. Annihilation ready for him. He's just through the fire and everything. Absolutely crazy stuff, but it is really heating up here on this A-bomb site. The speed of the retake might be a bit too much for the Mongols to deal with. Annihilation looking good on the AWP, but he will eventually be finished off. Blitz finds himself alone with hardly any HP, and Tiger manages to get the trade in. It's so damn close. Mongols are knocking on that door, but NewHappy keep winning the rounds.
That's the big thing, right? Like we were saying, it's all well and good. You're making it expensive. You're finding damage. You're at least having your individuals online, but you're not getting rounds on the board. So for the most part, we don't really care thus far. NewHappy, 5-round buffer they hold. Individuals are really stepping up. Tiger to 11 kills on Spine on 10. Spine's been such a rock over towards that B side. They're struggling to force him off. He plays time so effectively. At times, he's solo anchoring that B side. And he's still doing absolutely enough to, well, I mean, keep them from trying to get in towards that position. I mean, he's doing a really solid job. All he has to do is buy time for the rotation. He does it pretty damn effectively. You can see now Mongols are going to start to get frustrated. This is a very experienced team, but it doesn't matter. They are still going to feel those frustrations coming through. But these rounds being so close, yeah, so far.
Very true, to be fair. They will be somewhat frustrated. There you go. That was close for a second, but Azteca readjusts, finds an early frag, and that will cause the burst forwards onto this A-bomb site. One locked out at long as well in the form of the AWP, and 2-2 dealt with instantaneously. NewHappy, you feel like not a chance here. Probably the save move. Grab that AWP and get out of there, I think is what Li Hang is after. And indeed, he will get it, and he's able to escape. So, third round for the Mongols comes through. Another brute force towards A. This time, it is much more effective than they've been in the past.
Finally, right? Finally, the round in the favor of the T side. They have really struggled, the Mongols, to kind of confirm these rounds over the line. But this time, numbers just too favorable over towards that T side, and they're going to lock it in. There's that third. But the big deal being right now, we need a lot more. We need so much more to come up from this side before we even get remotely comfortable like the Mongols on their map pick. But we're only the one casualty. Not too bad. Blitz in that entry playing really well. That'll be all she wrote. When you look at what's saved over as well, you got an AWP, an M4, but the buy around it can be actually pretty brutal. So a good opportunity for the Mongols now to, I mean, in some way start to slowly but surely claw back what has been a pretty tough game of Counter-Strike so far from them. They're going to go for that full investment. FAMAS coming in for support. M4 and the Eagle scooped up as well. All chips to the middle of the felt for NewHappy. Lose this one, they could be in really trouble on the way out from this half.
Yeah, that's very true, to be fair. That is very true. I mean, 7-3 is a good scoreline right now, but it's still a recoverable scoreline. You know, still potential for the gap close for the Mongols. It's not like it's 10-3 or something like that. Spine left alone here. They're going to go through that Molotov, not really too bothered. The decent read from the Mongols. Really, really decent read. Molotov comes in, means they don't get, you know, the perfect plant, I suppose, but at the end of the day, they will be happy to have taken the control. Azteca left on low HP, but I don't know about this one, man. I mean, a straight-up 5-on-5 retake, but you're lacking a little. You're lacking a little. They don't have the most amount of utility in the world on that CT side, and Blitz is on a very quick flank here to try and upset things as much as he possibly can. The rush comes through as the first, the second, there's a few trades back, but 2x on the FAMAS. Gets it done. Here's Blitz coming and takes him down. Beautiful stuff coming in. Despite the chaos, NewHappy will come out on top.
Well, there we go. So, here's the locking in towards a minimal of a lead at the start of the half. But the most important thing is just on the back of that sort of buy. You got a FAMAS and a Deagle to support what they had in terms of the AWPs, the M4s, and they still walk away for round one. That's showing now how NewHappy are just, at the moment, the much better team. The Mongols, so many rookie errors creeping in towards their playstyle. The post-spawn just simply not good enough. Mental game is massive here. And the Rook absolutely continues. They're in trouble, it has to be said. The Mongols really not looking good. We'll see what's coming up forward for them. Of course, thankfully, I guess, from the Mongols, loss bonus plus bomb plants, guarantee buys, round after round. Spanish, be careful. No, he pulls out his knife for the worst time. Gets a dink off, but damage dealt both ways. He with the first of four. Lee Hang will trade, though. Now they know there's two more here towards top B.
Decent start, I suppose. They will be able to move back towards that A site, though, like you say, have the knowledge of B, keeping attention on towards A, though. Oh, brilliant little move here from the Mongols, isn't it? Really drawing them away from that B bomb site. There will be a rotation back round from Tiger on the AWP, but he's so far back. It's so safe. It's so passive. Flash comes in. Lehan digging for info. We'll have to figure it out, though, and start to back away, you would assume. Tiger going to spot them out. Smoke comes round. Not sure why that wasn't there initially, but yeah, maybe the Mongols will be paying for that one a little later on in the round. 4 versus 3 retake once again here. Bomb goes down. Time to get into the post plants. Has Tekka on high above the smoke. Oh, that is ridiculous from Tutu. Knows his angles. Blitz walks straight into the bullets and loses his cranium. So just 2 of them remaining on the Mongol side of things. Hazteka, good for 1. Bartak can't find anything. Tiger has got Hazteka pinned in, but Hazteka will take him down. Low HP. Nade doesn't quite make it over the top. Pre-firing in, though, getting him to shoot. And they will, thanks to the numbers, be able to overwhelm the man at Nubox. But another semi-close chance for the Mongols coming in.
It's an absolute clinic right now of a CT side. That was a mighty close defuse.
That was actually very close. I thought they had a kit in there.
Yeah, so did I. Either way, though, it is an absolute clinic of a CT side being played right now. This is a 6-round buffer that NewHappy have got over the Mongols in what is on right now on the cards for an upset. And 6 rounds is the most that the Mongols can get at the turn of the half. This is brilliant. And the buy to come through, like you mentioned, bomb plants and loss bonus. That's all they need to just continue their buys. But there's not at all helping the confidence of this team, which looks at an all-time low right now. Khalil, the blitz, limited utility as well. They're just flying out towards A this time. They don't care. They want to take some ours, and actually 2x could be in trouble.
However, the boys are in. 2-2 especially, able to hold the line. 2XO going to get spammed down by Blitz. So back down to a 3 versus 3, but it's a heavily rotated 3 versus 3 here. Really looking good for that CT side. Spines come round. Only good for the 1. It's Annihilation with the untraded double, though. That's the big deal. Leaving Lee Hang to do it all. Can't get the spray transfer. Can't secure the frag. And can't deny Mongols their 4th.
Yeah, again, coming down to the fine margins there. The hold looked good towards A as well. That one motor smoke just really kept them at bay. And a flash, a deep flash coming over from apartments. Denied that rotating long player in and made kind of his sort of impact somewhat limited. The Mongols, skin of their teeth type stuff. Find another round. The penultimate one, though, realistically should actually go their way just because the buy is pretty damn low. Towards that of NewHappy. Just the Deagles for them to work with. Economy taking a pretty big hit of these expensive rounds of the last few. And now finally here's where it's all come to a kind of a boiling point. No money, no buy, Annihilation and taking a nice double entry.
Yeah, simple stuff, as you would expect from a round like this. 2-2 going to try and peek towards middle and maybe find a head. Oh, nice.
Okay, all right. We take
Blitz
those.
is like, thank you very much. That's an AK upgrade for me. See you later. Should be able to get B here quite easily. Blitz the Spidey senses to find 2x. But yeah, if Spine finds one from here, I'd be very surprised indeed. Yeah, not going to happen. So, number 5 for MongolZ. The recovery mission, of course, is in full flow. And, you know, 5 is not too bad at all. It'd be nice if they could get 6, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see. I mean, realistically, right? This has been some, like we've spoken about, some pretty good Counter-Strike being played by NewHappy. Just, unfortunately, this one, it was just coming down to them not having the funds to work with. 15 fun round coming up. They will have the ability to buy in 2-2 that Deagle, just staying alive, making sure they see anything else out on the way out. Unfortunately, nothing to be given up. So, 4 remaining alive, only the 1 casualty, not too shabby. MongolZ will find their 5th. An overall 5 rounds is not terrible for its E-side. It's definitely, it's salvageable, it's serviceable. Still isn't comfortable, which is what we were expecting coming in towards this game, just because of the name value alone from the MongolZ. But, we'll see. 15th and final, there will be funds to work with 2x just until the FAMAS for him. But everybody else, M4s in their back pockets. And Utah on the belts as well. So, now or never for NewHappy. Double digits in the first half would be a fantastic result, especially on their opponent's map pick.
Well, looking for the second mid control as they lay down some utility here. A bit towards top banana, but it's NewHappy with some aggression. Something that we've not really seen too much from them. They've been happy to hold passively and just play the setups, but they go in for the banana control. They will give it back up, but of course, the MongolZ, if they want to go banana, will have to retake. You know, it's all that mind gameage that comes in. Nice trade from Blitz. Nearly taken down, though. 4 versus 4 ensuing. The 2 players in the apartment to the CT side is a little dodgy, if you ask me, and Bartak has the opportunity to maybe have found a double there. Couldn't quite get it done, but the space has been created to get this bomb plant. 3-on-3 retake. Blitz holding for middle. Ooh. Easy frag for him. Easy one onto Spine, leaving 2x to do it all. They know that he's in the apartments. Techno hunting him down. Can't find him just yet. Certainly not out of the question. HP bars are a little lower than perhaps he would like, but Annihilation plucks him out of the air, and that will be 6 coming through. MongolZ with a good recovery there at the tail end. NewHappy, though, still taking the lead. Impressive stuff. We'll see if they can hold on to it into the second half. Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. We are right into the action. Annihilation nearly going to lose his head in the apartments. An all-important pistol here between these two teams, of course. As NewHappy really want to solidify their lead. Mongols looking to complete their comeback story that they started in that first half.
We'll see. I think, the Mongols look a lot better in that tail end, but there's still a lot more than we need to see coming out of this team. Tiger, what a start. Azteca gets deleted. NewHappy, then one of that 10th, and it's looking like they're going to get it as well. Bartek overextends, it'll cost him his life, and surely Annihilation's next to fall. He's so low.
Somehow manages to get one from down there. It's blitzing on the side that they've got to worry about now, though. He's brought it back into a 2 versus 2. Oh, headshot lands through the box there, I think. Spine will be lucky to be alive. Li Hang holding on high, though, making sure Techno ain't pulling off any funny business around here. That will be the pistol going the way of NewHappy. Slightly worrying in the middle. But they will convert in the end, those early frags making all the difference.
Double digits. Very worrying now. Mongols there, map pick, not looking too favorable as we speak. It has to be said once again, it already looked so good for this NewHappy side. They've been completely outplayed. On that CT side, for the most part, it was one-way traffic. Kind of the same thing has to be said. Over towards that first round, that pistol round. Put him off guard, beat them with pace alone. We're seeing now, of course, this Mongol side back in towards what is a low buy. Bit of a gamble stack. It looked initially over towards B. And now a couple players rotating off. They're getting in and around that B and CT position. They're expecting a B here, but they might not be giving it.
Yeah, I think just playing things very, very slowly on the NewHappy side of things. Waiting to see if any aggression comes their way, particularly down the banana area, it looks like. Nothing quite coming. Oh, just yet. They're going to snake their way out on the Mongols side, and unfortunately, that's when NewHappy have started their slow encroach. Ooh, towards B, but they do kind of bail because they've got Spine in on the A-bomb site itself. Should be enough to lock it in. They might be able to overwhelm him here on that Mag 10. Flash comes round. He turns away from it. He's looking for his ace here on the eco. Going to be denied by Li Hang, but lovely 4K on that Mag 10 is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, it's cash in the pockets as well, isn't it, right? A lot of money off that kill bonus. Love to see it. 5 rounds of difference. Spy going to come back out now for the Mongols. That was an eco, so I'm going to take too much from it. Even still, liking what we're seeing. This NewHappy side who are right now in control. Double Mag 10. One kill and a double is exactly what this bonus buy is chalked up to be. No real over-investment coming through for the T side. They know that, regardless, to be honest, they are going to have just lesser economy to work with. They may as well play the bonus and see how expensive they can make it. Flash going to come through. Li Hang might want to swing up the back of it. Look at the space they're getting here. Tekno first to fall. Looking for a trailer towards Bartak. It's chaos on towards the site, and the AWP might be in trouble.
Absolute bloodbath as expected. Annihilation in on the site. Good for 1, good for 2. Really could have made the difference there. Blitz has used him and pushed off the back of it to find that bomb drop in particular. So now just Tiger against 2. Both in pit. 1 spotted out. Wide swing comes in and Blitz able to get it. Headshot cannot be found. Mongols, they stem off the tide of NewHappy and will find themselves that first rifle round.
Yeah, messy. Has to be said. Actually pretty expensive, all things considered. I don't think NewHappy would be too annoyed with the way in which that one went down. Bartek's not got the best fun. Might just be a FAMAS for him, actually. And well, yeah, just a FAMAS for Bartek to be collecting into. He goes that big invest. Like we said, those bonus buys, the bigger thing we're looking for, make it expensive on the other side. You can get a bomb plant. That's also a nice little silver lining, but it's not a necessity by any means. Once again, towards A seems to be a plan of action. They love taking these like aggro absolute control. I like the idea by NewHappy. They're really trying to force the Mongols back on towards the sites, make them feel under pressure. And of course, bait out a lot of that early utility, which they've done pretty damn well. Yeah.
It's good stuff so far. I think we're all relatively impressed by what we're seeing, generally from both sides, but definitely from NewHappy. And now we'll see how the return round looks. Little clustered to start, I think it is safe to say there. Not quite sure 2x looking the wrong way, maybe away from a flash or something like that, but Yeah, not the best of starts into this round. They're going to reassess and look towards this B-bomb site. Nade damage comes round. So looking pretty good. 5 versus 4 with a softened up NewHappy is a solid foundation for the Mongols to work with.
That's it. Very quiet right now, though. Nothing really to be used for. Looking over towards B a little bit. The bomb hasn't committed, though. You can see it double it back in the hands of Spine. Not going to commit it at all. Techno swinging in. We'll find Lihang. Very important kill. Now in a 5 versus 3. This one's starting to slip away. There's less than 20 seconds. They might even call for an early save if they can't find this kill on towards a mini-pit player. But Annihilation stepped up. Tiger and Spine answer back one of their own. And that's more or less it. So I say, Tiger finds another. The bomb goes down. Now it's 2 versus 2. A 5 versus 3 turn 2 versus 2. This A site, the hold, lackluster.
Few overfaces from the CT side, perhaps trying to get those trades, not respecting the AWP. And not fully working the numbers. It may be a position of a 5-on-3, but directly on the A site, it was the 3 versus 3, so they make their own numbers work. Spine gonna find Hazteca. Techno's been tagged. Off angle here from Spine, unexpected, and NewHappy have stolen a massive round away from the Mongols to get themselves back in. They break the bank with it as well. Oh, that is perfection from NewHappy.
NewHappy getting closer and closer, man. This is the Mongols map pick. And right now, it is not looking good. 5 rounds down. They got no money to work with. This should more or less be a guaranteed 13 coming through in just a mere moment. Mongols going to be left scratching their heads. A 5 versus 3. And they let it slip. How they let it slip. Of course, I guess most importantly, what has happened to this team? On LAN, demonic. Online, not so much. The buy, of course, once again for NewHappy, is pretty damn conclusive off from 2-2 with that Mac 10. But he can farm a lot of cash. Those pistols unarmored. He'll probably be unbothered spraying them down. They're looking over towards B. It'd be the right call. No one's home.
Yep, may well be an anti-climactic kind of round here. We'll see what 2X can find, holding the flank out. Hopefully give us some action here. He's just keeping them distracted over on A. But they're not buying it. They're not buying it. They are rotating towards B when they hear this utility coming in. Unfortunately, it's kind of too late. You never know. Maybe a cheeky frag available for them. Spine takes a small tag. They will flash through the smoke. Try and do their best here, but yeah, it's just not going to happen against the stronger weaponry coming through a smoke like that. They're all very ready for you on the site itself. Yeah. It's nice to get a kill in a round like this, but I don't even think that's going to be possible, to be honest. Flawless one coming round for the NewHappy boys.
The Mac 10, bit of cash, like we've spoken about. So, 13-7, that 6-round buffer is so large. And what is meant to be one of the strongest maps for the Mongols is their pick, and they are in serious trouble right now. And credit to NewHappy, they are playing some cracking Counter-Strike. They're making very few errors. They're very aggressive. They're fighting fire with fire. The Mongols always been known for playing this aggressive style of play. They've incorporated some parts of their time being spent within EU, but for the most part, they're still very aggressive. Right now, they're being cheated at their own game. Lihang, that's brilliant. Azteca, didn't expect it. That level of pace, that tempo is just sumptuous.
Glorious stuff. As they will continue looking impressive on the NewHappy side of things. I think we're all really excited to see what they are going to bring to Anubis, in fact. As this has been a great showing so far. The Asian division seems to be getting closer and closer in terms of the skill discrepancy in these teams. It really is cool to see, I think. Maybe part of the risk of picking Inferno as well, to be fair, is just kind of the fact that it is one of these blanket maps that everyone's going to know, be very comfortable on. But also NewHappy playing some genuinely good Counter-Strike, keeping their heads in the game as well. Mongols picked up the first rifle round, but NewHappy turned around a really unlikely round. You know, they're impressing an awful lot, I have to say.
They are. I really like what I'm saying. NewHappy playing just some really solid Counter-Strike. There's no two ways about it. Tiger doesn't clear first. Orange, well, he clears. That Coffin's player pretty damn well. Spine quick on the trade. And this is something we're speaking about, which is always seems to be a bit of an issue over towards the Mongols. Their lack of trades. Never been an issue over towards NewHappy. 2 versus 3. Spying gonna play around that smoke. Here's the rotation in towards Coffins. Actually stuck between a rock and a hard place, but look at the rotation. 2-2 might win this alone. An AWP barrel spotted, and down he goes. 1 versus 3, and surely now they just play the numbers game. This one should be locked in. There's that 14th. And Bartak, unless he pulls off something miraculous, it's game, set, in towards this round here. Spawn will see him off. 3 remain alive, and that is brilliant. There's an AWP down to be collected if they want another. And now they'll keep hold of the Mac 10. 14-7. What a scoreline we're getting here. This is unexpected, to say the least.
Moving forward, so we've got to see what the Mongols have remaining in the tank, so to speak. This feels like last chance saloon for them. They will go for a dodgy force buy, so really going to be tough if they are to continue the campaign and keep the game alive. Yeah, it's a rough one. It is a rough one, but it's not totally out of the question. They're stacked towards A. We got Azteca, first port of call, but he gets bested by the Mac 10. And again, not an ideal start. 2-2. Oh, going to take a peek out. Catches Annihilation, trying to get down middle. It is all falling into place. Absolutely wonderful stuff here in the 5 versus 3 situation we find ourselves in.
2-2 is so confident as well. Really good to see. Bartak, though, we'll drop him out. Found his 2 of that Mac 10. He's done more than enough of the Mac 10, to be perfectly honest. These FAMASs need something miraculous. Smoking towards CT. They've got all that B-side control. Nobody's there. Blitz. Rotating over towards Coffins, but he cannot deny. He's trying out his best, but he will be dropped to the hands of 2x. I think that more or less, once again, should lock things in place. Taking a lot of damage, NewHappy. The numbers alone and firepower alone should lock this into place. While he's come through over towards CT, they'll deny that rotation coming through, but they've already made their way towards Coffins. There's so many angles to clear, and unfortunately, just not enough time.
Tiger able to find the first quite easily, and the second as well. Lovely stuff. Great game that he's having. 20 frags so far. 2-2 Spine also backing up in the same way. Really, really impressive. As mentioned, we talked about whether individuals would be able to match up, and I think they definitely have answered that question here today. And again, on their opponent's map pick. 8 rounds in a row that they've got to play with here now.
Yeah, I think this sort of, in my eyes, more or less feels done and dusted. Delta 15-7. What a scoreline. This is the problems about picking Inferno. Everybody knows how to play it. You've got to have something magical up your sleeve. Or most importantly, the big thing about if you're going to pick into a map like Inferno Mirage, you've got to have a really good read on your opponent. I'm talking, you know, elite level counter-stratting. Understanding what their defaults are, what their standard setups are. And it's safe to say here, the Mongols have no clue what NewHappy like to do on this map. It's catching off guard. We've not expected this level of aggression. Once again, thankfully, Bartak for a double. Looking for more as well with 2-2. Still remains alive, and we know this man can make a difference with the Deagle of Annihilation. Just too crisp.
Making it look easy. For the first time in a long time for the Mongols, to be honest with you, and not said that or anything near that for quite some time, so hopefully they can convert this one. We have seen them drop a few rounds, not too dissimilar to this. Nice creep round, however, Tiger will manage to find the frag, dealt with pretty handily, and Annihilation on that Deagle, just able to spam away nice and easy for a 3k. So Mongols stay alive a little while longer. Still going to be a great deal of cash for the NewHappy boys. 7 more rounds to go here.
Not bad, right? Not a bad little round there from Annihilation. He needed a bit of a confidence boost. So these last few been a bit shaky for him. That round, great. Speaking across the board, it has been a slow day out of the office for a few of these guys, especially Tekno, right? He's normally one of the names we speak about quite a lot in terms of a successful manner over towards the Mongols. Haven't really seen it today, so far at the very least. Of course, NewHappy, no problem to them reinvesting. But AK1 AWP in the hands of Tiger. Tiger has been a menace too. Especially the AWP, he's so confident, so happy to take fights. Can they find that final hurdle? Asks a lot. So coming through. Bash deep over towards mid as well, but I like this. NewHappy are just pumping the brakes. Forcing the Mongols to, I think, towards a weird rotation. They're rotating with a triple stack over towards B.
Flashes over the top. Get themselves some banana control here on the side of NewHappy. Not moving too quick, not going too aggressive. Flash comes round, Spine able to finish off Azteca. The 3 on B may well fail them here, we'll see. Smoke comes round, keep that AWP at bay. Li Hang finds Techno pretty quickly. However, they've bailed on B, they're going to rotate back towards A, and that might just be the call. It is, as you would expect from the Mongols, somewhat of a panic rotation. Bartak creeping out through mid. He's got the right idea, but the wrong execution. They take him down. And a fantastic little gotcha moment from the NewHappy squad. Bomb plant coming in, nice and open. 4 versus 2. With an AWP on the retake that's really far away. You know, this is just not looking good. What can Blitz find? Nice nade. Couple flashes. Let's get Blitz in there, I think is what they're trying to say here. Both coming in from short. Going to be heard. Nade goes down on towards Li Hang. Bits of damage. Tiger does miss a shot. Smoke onto the site, but Li Hang able to peek out and finish off proceedings. 16-8 from NewHappy on MongolZ's map pick. Absolutely unbelievable scenes, I have to say. Maybe, yes, there is a world in which they take it. We could certainly expect that, but in such a one-sided fashion is just unreal.
They destroyed them. There's no two ways about it. Both the T side and CT side were clinics. They were excellent. NewHappy are playing some elite level Counter-Strike. And this is a side for me, and I'll kind of, as someone who follows the scene pretty proudly, they've not been on my radar for a while. I mean, when you look at kind of some of these other teams that have been coming through, Clutch have been providing some decent talent, some decent names been coming through that team. But for me, NewHappy, I always kind of saw them as a middle of the pack team who weren't too scary. But this season, they have stepped up and they are causing a real problem right now. They've taken a map which is meant to be one of the best maps in the pool for the Mongols off them in such a dominant fashion. And now they go into their pick of Anubis as well. Another map in which we know the Mongols are beatable on. Eruption beat them not too long ago. This is worrying times. We can see the Mongols bow out ungracefully in the lower bracket.
Yeah, it really would be a surprise, I think, to see them go out so quickly and, you know, not go out to some of the scarier teams out there. Maybe if they lost overall to a Linvision or to a Rare Atom again, we would maybe say, okay, kind of fair enough. But you know, NewHappy, new kids on the block, really, as they've been working their way over the past couple seasons, made it into playoffs finally, and they're already threatening knocking out one of the favorites for the whole thing. So yeah, a real surprise, I think it is safe to say. We're going to take a break. When we're back, it is that map pick of NewHappy coming up. It's Anubis. See you there.
atmosphere, moving in synergy, this electricity, the power of the pioneers, tearing through history, this is our destiny. We are the power, we are the change, we are the pioneers of paradise and fame. We push it louder like hurricanes. We are the pioneers, we are the pioneers.
Hello, Counter-Strike enjoyers. We're back with map number 2 here between NewHappy and the MongolZ. Anubis, of course. NewHappy taking Inferno, though, and that was the pick of the MongolZ. They took it pretty one-sidedly, so things are looking pretty damn good for NewHappy. They get to start on the T side. We would say is the stronger side. We've seen some teams prefer to start on that T side of things, but MongolZ sticking with the CT end.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Anubis is probably the best claim you've got in terms of a quote-unquote T-sided map. I don't think any map is inherently T-sided, but as I say, Anubis is probably the closest you've got. And, of course, we've seen so far, Pistols have been a bit of a favor over towards NewHappy. They're pretty damn good at them. They can kickstart their campaign on their map pick here. They could continue a triumphant run. It was a massacre on Inferno. The MongolZ never really got going. NewHappy looked pretty damn comfortable. It was plain sailing for the most part. But a very slow pistol here. Poking, prodding, looking for bits of information. It looks like they want to end over towards A.
Spine. Rushing forwards, leading the charge here. Going to lose his life. Lihang, it's a difficult trade, but he does indeed get the trade. The player in from A main has been held off pretty nicely, though. Moving through a smoke is not really ideal either. Both pretty split here. They're going to try and rotate back towards B, but of course, Annihilation is still there. And Techno is rotating back, so don't feel too confident in the hit. I'm going to attempt Dark presence by the looks of things, and well, the USP at range is just easily able to deal with them. MongolZ come away with a pretty clean pistol there.
Yeah, only the one casualty, really actually not too shabby at all. You're looking at NewHappy. I think they just got a little bit too lost, right? I think they had some idea about what they wanted to do there. It fell short, and of course, because of it, they kind of just didn't know what to do next. Once their initial default plan fell aside, they just looked a little bit discombobulated. Of course, in doing so, and a bit of a freebie coming forward for the likes. Oh, not good. For the likes of the MongolZ. Lihang will be back by Tuto. You hate to see it. But realistically, this is a little bit of throw around. Anyway, big nade coming through. A lot of damage towards Spine, Tuto, and Lihang. This one shouldn't amount to too much. If they can get a bomb plant, that'd be lovely, but even that is super unlikely.
Yeah, not really expecting too much out from them. Annihilation going to be the first line. Ooh. Bartak will go down. Annihilation got to watch himself ever so slightly. Flank coming in. A desperate attempt to the bomb plant is denied away. 4K for Annihilation. Simple stuff, easy stuff, as you would expect. NewHappy, I think they'll be happy to, you know, just find the one frag and keep Bartak's economy a bit low. But now we'll see. Rifles coming out. This is where we expect some strength from the NewHappy side. Something a bit original, a bit fresh, I think, from the first step here to finding rounds. Would be really cool if we see something just completely unorthodox from them.
Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Big nade coming through. Spine might take some damage. Actually backs away just as it comes flying through. Good timing. Good awareness from him. So far, these CSAR rounds have been a little bit lackluster. That's a good start, though. Try to find one. Labor spray from Tuzo, but he gets killed nonetheless. So 5 versus 3 ensues in favor of NewHappy, and the big buy, and Lihang is crisp as Annihilation. Night-night.
Not the best. Certainly not the best for the MongolZ. Techno's still alive on the B-bomb side, though. It looks like they want to head towards B. There's a couple low HP players. He could drop one through the smoke if he plays his cards right, but opting to stay safe. They're waiting for 2x to just get in towards or this A side of things. I think they're still pretty confident in B. They'll confirm the fact that he is actually towards B here. There you go. Techno does find a double for himself. Nice move in isolation, but the round is just absolutely not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you could even say as well that NewHappy made that more expensive than they probably should have. There's 2 players falling. They knew the last guy was there. They could have just rotated over. They completely barren A bomb side, but they knew the round was more or less guaranteed anyway. It would have required Annihilation putting up a 1 versus 5. Never going to happen. Here's that first round picked up. The first full buy looking pretty damn good. Annihilation's got no money too, alongside Bartak. So just a double pistol setup for those two. Alongside the M4s, actually a very good opportunity for NewHappy to destroy their economy. That would itself be massive. One of the pistols in Annihilation. Aggro fly over towards double doors, but will fall off the angle. You don't respect the Utah. Doesn't want to be overextending. It's something that's cost them quite a lot in towards Inferno.
Blitz. Swinging out towards middle. Really desperate for that fight, but he does manage to get it. Annihilation dishes some damage, but takes a fair bit in the process. Decent start for the Mongols. They can back off, heads held high. And hopefully give it another go a little later on. Try and use the numbers in their advantage. Techno, though, gets caught on the backside. And that gives them other ideas on the New Happy side. They're looking to draw back and maybe hit A.
That's a pretty brutal overextension, has to be said. Will cost them a lot of space. That bomb rotating over. Players here running waiting. Azteca and Blitz. Double setup. A lot of positions to clear, though. This is really tough. The Molotov will force Azteca off as well. He's getting ticked down by it. They know he's there. Swing, but he still will fall. Blitz managed to make up a double. He's doing enough. He's still alive. Can he make it a third? Of course he can. Blitz has gone huge. In towards backside. It's a full ace for him. And he keeps the dream alive for the Mongols. That looked like a round locked in place for New Happy. But Blitz, other ideas, all 5 goes his way. And New Happy will be kicking themselves. They've thrown away what looked like it should have been a freebie.
Well. The game really opens up in the early stages then after a round like that. Mongols have the potential to really streak ahead on the CT side and put themselves up for a great start to this map. Tiger going to eat some nades to kick off. But it is another passive kind of start here from New Happy.
That was one of those swing rounds as well, right? So, winner of it. Always going to have such favor when it comes towards the economy. And now you can see how it's caused such an issue. No funds to work with. Always going to be problematic. Pop shot from Annihilation. 2-2 will fall. Easy. All things is the Tiger will be heard dropping as well. Boosted up, so there's an understanding by Bartek. He has a couple of players around the corner, but he still gets deleted. A shot from 2x.
Ooh, nice shot from Tiger. There's potential for a bit more. Annihilation missing some shots here. Azteca could get timed on. Nah, not going to happen though. He does turn at the right moment. Annihilation, he swaps it up to the hand cannon instead and finds more success with that. So, there was a moment in the middle, but the Mongols will keep their composure. And bring us up to 4. Another rifle round to come down. New Happy, I think, need to find this one, to be honest with you. Mongols are already working their way towards a pretty respectable CT side.
Oh. Not bad at all, right? New Happy. This is in the kind of the similar fate to what we saw in the first half of Inferno. They've been so close yet so far. That was exactly what we saw out of the Mongols. They were so close to finding a lot of these rounds. A lot of 1vx, 1v1 situations. Went their way. Big nade. Blitz takes a lot of damage, and now he can't bear to take that fight. Has to just fall away.
Utility rains down, just keeps that CT side safe. Another slow wind up from New Happy. Not really playing things very fast, very aggressive. 2-2 with, oh my goodness, the double coming in. That crosshair placement is absolutely glorious. Azteca at the back of the site. Looked like he was in the right spot there, but not able to find any frags. 5 versus 2 with 2x lurking. It should be all but over. And there you go. I mean, it went from 0 to 100 pretty quickly on the New Happy side.
Mechanically so gifted, it has to be said. My God. Nice, brilliant 2-2. He was such a menace in towards that first map as well. Seriously talented. And showing more of that prowess here in towards Anubis. We need to find it consistently. They want to try and lock themselves in towards a 2-0. They're 2-round deficit as well, but the economy shattered over towards the Mongols. Just the AWP in play for Annihilation. A hero buy of the AWP, but I guess it is more adequately put as a full investment. The team have nothing to work with. It was only Annihilation and money. Big nade comes in. Techno, a lot of damage that second. Molotov, it bounced on the corner. On the stair, in fact. Techno just about staying alive. They know where he is. Might actually tempt them to rotate away.
Tiger. Holding on the angle here. Haztec at jump spot. Not quite sure if he could spot Tiger around the corner, to be honest. Might have just seen him, but I don't really know. Blitz. Oh, good timing for 2. He's dropped the bomb as well. Annihilation catches 2x. It's all getting a bit crazy on the new happy side of things. Tiger trying to find trades here. Will manage to get 1. The double peak coming round for him, but he gets himself another and a 3rd. Tiger has bailed them out. So desperate for the frag, so hungry for the frag on the Mongols side, and it costs them everything. The repeak and the repeak and the repeak. Every man thought he was going to be the one to drop Tiger, but nobody could. Now just Annihilation left in a guessing game. He has guessed the correct bomb side by the looks of things, but still not going to be easy for him to make it in. 2-2's up close. 2-2's got the timing and got a really solid off angle here. Goes moving into him. Shot misses from Annihilation. And 2-2 drops him. And now we are within 1 and should be evened up by the new happy side.
Yeah, and the big thing there as well is 2-2 heard Annihilation rotating away. That's why he beckoned the bomb to come back and join him. He knew that Annihilation was rotating back over towards the A site, so B would be completely barren. He was already pushed so far in towards the site that he kind of had those roots built in. Nuke and Karnaf and kind of collapsing on those rotations. That's exactly what happened. Missed shot with the AWP. But it has to be said, that was an ult buy and a few pistols. And they made that extremely close. Now it is just a full low buy. It's a gamble stack over towards A. They're going to push to main as well. All of the space. They need to be a little bit careful here. Essentially, 2x mop up a couple of kills. I'll have to wait and see. All 5 coming his way. He comes in for support. He's mowing them down. The meat grinder over towards main. Spine wants a taste as well. It's one man getting all of the kills. Give him the ace. He gets dropped at the end, in fact. Not bad at all. Not bad. 4 kills for 2x. 1 for Spine. A couple of casualties. But all things considered, not too big of an issue. We're all tied square now. 4 rounds apiece. Big buy and response. So this is important. Mongols, they have to take this. If they don't, New Happy and this T side start to find that form that was so problematic over towards Inferno. That consistency, that momentum that is impossible to stop. Mongols need to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Ooh, gonna go a little over check, but they managed to spin around onto Techno. He does so much damage from there. Somehow not coming away with a kill. Blitz. Good for 1. Oh, not quite the second. 4 versus 2. They're coming close on a lot of these kills. It's just not going to happen for them. And as you mentioned, they understand the importance of this round. So the remaining 2 players will just save instead of throwing themselves at it. Try and stay in the runnings. But New Happy, after being down by quite a few rounds. MongolZ looking good. 4-1, you know, setting themselves up for a decent first half if they could get to 5 or 6. Well, unfortunately, they let things slip, and now New Happy have taken the lead.
Yeah. A rough round to lose. Comes off the back of, once again, mechanics. Great trades, has to be said again. New Happy are so good at playing that trade game. When Li Hang falls, a quick swing comes in from Spine. Hunting as well, I don't mind. There's a flash in the corner, could be great. 2-2 will fall. Oh, it's like he has so much information around the corner. He doesn't want to face, though, and I don't blame him. That M4 is actually more important to be saved than him finding a couple of kills on the way out. So a 5th collected, a lead taken, an attack pause to be had here. Even Ryan saying as well, we had either no attack pauses in towards that previous game. We had 1 tech. But attack pause, I don't know if we had one. I feel like off the top of my head, I only remember the 1.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So that says a lot. Mongols kind of just let that one fall away from them. This time, other ideas. Conversations to be had here. Kind of desperately needed one, let's be honest. They went from being in complete control of this game to now, well, at a deficit.
Yeah, it has flipped very, very quickly, and I think, you know, they will be very, very surprised with how this one has turned upside down and worked against the Mongols now on the back foot. New Happy back in control once again of the T side in particular. Little ridiculous so far. Aggression down middle. The confidence here from New Happy is really shining through. They will once again open the round cleanly enough. MongolZ going digging for information. I do like the move. Unfortunately for them, there's going to be nobody around to really receive this trio of death. Spine spots them out eventually, but not before the assistance, the cavalry, and of course the positional advantage that NewHappy will now find, knowing that there's a few players pushing outside of A.
Well, Azteca Bartak. It all comes after that Azteca rifle. And I think for him, once again, the call is just to save. You see him right in the back lines. Nowhere to be seen. Making sure as best as. Keeps that one alive. Over towards A. He's barked up. That's it. They know they've got all the routes in towards that B side. And that'll be it. Game set. But I don't mind this hunt by Lihang. They may as well. They've actually got money left to work with. Will be huge. Bartak will fall. It's out to Azteca whether he can stay alive. Main's going to be a problem as Spine's rotating in. He knows as well there's just been one behind him. In trouble. Swing. Damage dealt. Now they know where he is. Lihang's hunting. Has nothing to do with this in terms of keeping him alive. So, a near flawless round. A hunt that's perfect as well. NewHappy extend the lead to 2. Nice bit of breathing room. This T side really finding its form. Looking as adequate as what we saw over towards Inferno. Very solid Counter-Strike being played now by NewHappy.
Yeah, I mean, thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. Been a great series from them so far, even if somehow things turn around, but it feels like things are not going to turn around, to be honest. Ooh, failed Molotov from Blitz is a bit of an awkward way to start things off, but there's no one around towards middle, so, you know, no harm, no foul for my guy. Should be all good. It's actually a contact B play. Certainly an interesting move here from the NewHappy side. It's very different indeed, but it worked as they find themselves a quick double kill, a bomb plant, and probably force the MongolZ to save once again.
They're so good at these contact plays. The MongolZ just cannot read them. Swing coming in, Bartek off fine. 2x, but even 6 not going to make a difference, as you mentioned. Rightfully so, they're just going to go for that save. Nothing to do with it. That's it. Done and dusted. Another one going the way of NewHappy, and off the back of just the most simplest of forms, pure mechanics. It's fundamental Counter-Strike being played at such a high level right now. Of course, we already know that mechanically, this NewHappy side are seriously gifted. My God. Some of these individuals, 2x on 10 kills, 2-2 on 9. And Lihang's been a real thorn in the side as well. Only the one casualty, really not too bad at all. T-side are loving life. That is so many rounds in a row now. I'm saying that is 5 rounds in a row for NewHappy. This is momentum. They need to stop this train. Another pause to come through, and this is their attempt to try and cool off NewHappy as best they can, but that is such a big ask. This Counter-Strike that they're playing right now is absolutely lights out. The MongolZ, they're in real trouble.
Yeah, it's already getting out of hand, I think, to be honest with you. Again, we are expectant that it is more of a T-sided map at the moment, but the way in which these rounds are going down are very one-sided, very, I think, scary, to say the least, right? The prospect of NewHappy not really being able to get back into the game at all. Absolutely terrifying stuff, and very much worry for the fact that it might be a takeover on the way. So yeah. We'll see. We'll see. There's obviously a little bit more time to go here, but timeout perhaps affects things as well. MongolZ, really important round for them to be finding.
All they can do is open prey here. Really has been shaky, to say the least. Let's see. Early control being taken here. NewHappy posturing in the direction of A. Once again, looks like they just want to play a contact play. I love this. They're so confident in the mechanics.
Techno hidden away at the back end of the pillar. Bartak just around the corner. This is a pretty deadly setup to deal with. Great flash coming in. Techno not going to take a peek off the back of it. Playing things safe. Waiting for the action to come towards him, but as soon as he shows himself, down he will go. Bartak was smoked off, has to get aggressive, does well to find one. Litz trying to trade things up, but it just is not happening. Again, there's always that one, maybe two frags for NewHappy that just go untraded. Bomb plant going to come in. Azteca and Annihilation have a decision to make, and it might be another save angle. I think it is. Yeah. Yep, giving it across. So NewHappy take the lead at the turn of the half. Question is, how far does it go?
The orb's too expensive. They just can't afford to risk it, right? The risk versus reward there when you're looking at a retake. Granted, finding a fifth would be monumental towards the likes of the Mongols, but they just can't risk not having the AWP until the next round. That's going to be 8 at the bare minimum half for NewHappy. They've guaranteed that lead, which in its own, monstrous. My, oh my, what a performance we're seeing here. Some cracking Counter-Strike. NewHappy, a little bit slow starting. They picked their moment, and they picked it pretty damn well. Question, of course, being now, how long can this continue for? I do worry a lot as well about over towards the Mongols, this rot that they're being in a more macro sense. How long will this last? They have been the scariest side of this entire region, probably an entire side of the world for a long time. And it seems the recent changes no longer. They look very beatable, especially now.
Indeed, especially now. We'll have to see NewHappy looking to absolutely pummel them and just put them in the ground at this stage of the game. Nice pickup coming in from Techno to start things off, though, as he gets aggressive. Certainly could be a fan of that spine. Oh, it's a double peak. Annihilation does well to find one. So it is that man advantage for Mongols, but the A-bomb site going to be left vulnerable. Bartak standing strong. Bomb plant definitely coming in here for the side of NewHappy. What can they do? Man down situation. Mongols should absolutely be winning this. Blitz has got the right idea, but is not fast enough. Big frag coming in for NewHappy. They're now going to take a double peek in towards the middle area, and Spine just finds the double spray down. Mongols cannot win a round to save their life.
Yeah, they can't buy a round now. This is just falling apart at the seams. That was the best opportunity for a while as well. Numbers were on a level standpoint. Everything looked like it was going to be okay. And then, yeah, not to be. So, 9-4. The Mongols, they're feeling rough into the penultimate round of this half. Do they have anything left in the locker? Anything? Keep them alive and kicking. Because it's just felt so damn brutal. Two-toe. I'll take this first frag. Oh, there's a lot of damage, in fact. No Techno's close. I think you might just respect him fall away.
Looking that way at the moment. Outside of B, very, very ready for this hit to come in. Absolutely terrifying stuff on the side of Mongols around that is again needed more than ever. Smoke's coming round on towards that B bomb site. NewHappy have been kept at bay by a smoke of their opposition, though. I'm not so sure that they want to go through it and just charge straight in. 3 players ready to go on the site itself. This will be a massacre when the hit comes in.
Slow, steady, right now, waiting. Bodies around the corner, Annihilation, going to be super important. Azteca will avert attention back over towards main. All comes down to a fine margin here, and Techno not cleared. There comes Annihilation on the swing, and now it's all falling apart. It's a 1 versus 5, and 2x. Can't find 2 kills, just the one for him. Much better from the Mongols. That's the level of Counter-Strike we know they can play.
What we're expecting a bit more of, I think, to say the least, right? But it has been definitely somewhat lacking. I think we maybe start to question how it pans out, how the rest of it looks here over the next few rounds because I think 5 is definitely good, but they'd want to move up to the 6 rounds and, of course, get off to a strong start in the second half as well. Absolutely paramount. Blitz on that corner angle going to be flashed off and kept at bay to start with.
Just tempted. Just tempted to Annihilation spotted him. Wasn't sure that was going to be a 4x3 moment for a second. Luckily not to be. Let's now see whether things are going to pan back in their favour. Into the 15th and final round is good both ways. This is a level playing field for the first time in a long time. Ecos have been such a issue for the Mongols. Quick from Tiger. And they're looking for more as well. Overextension from Blitz will be so costly. The numbers now favour the T side, but how long can they keep it?
Annihilation looking to get aggressive. Flash came in for him to work with. Nice find for him. 2-2 sticking around. And that will be his downfall. The A bomb site maybe needed him to get pushing in and turn things around. They are bailing on the idea of going A here on that new happy side, so this one may well have fallen apart pretty quickly. Not a great look at all. 2 HP for Spine. Rotation from Annihilation to deal with that B side of things, so yeah, this is a pretty worrying indecisiveness coming through from the new happy side. Annihilation does miss a shot. Bomb plant indeed possible and should go down here. Can they hold it? Not looking too likely. Tiger hidden around the corner. I think Techno will get the drop on him in just a second here. Moving slowly from Streets. And now just Spine with the orb. Spine's the first. Can't afford to miss though, can he? Will go down, and of course, will give the round across to that Mongol side. 9-6. I think both teams can be pretty satisfied with that. Not a bad little half from either side. We'll see how things pan out moving into number 2. Welcome back. Not quite sure what's happened. We were into the action very, very quickly indeed. Usually they take a break at halftime, but I guess these guys didn't want it. And now we've got a couple players missing. So... Yep.
You hate to see it.
Gotten a bit weird. Here we go. Hopefully everybody joined back in.
Yeah, usually
have they baited us though?
Yeah,
have they baited us? I think they might have possibly, because we were about to get into it, you know, 10 seconds left, whatever, on the freeze time, and then they've gone in for another pause. So I think they've gone, oh wait, guys, we get a break.
Yeah.
So they may well have baited us in.
Ah,
no, okay, we're all good. We're all good.
A couple of people just rejoining the server. It's okay. We've had a very quick game of Counter-Strike so far. I mean, there's been some light Counter-Strike being played, primarily by New Happy. They now move in towards the CT side, and generally, the CT side is revealed as much more, I guess, difficult in comparison to the T side on this map. Fundamentally, at the moment, it is the most T-sided map in the pool, I guess, by a technical standpoint. And the Mongols find some comfort in that. They're going towards A and they're going quick.
Very fast indeed. Aggression coming in from the Mongol side. 2x is the only one to hold off here, hidden away from Heaven, trying to find a frag to just give his team a bit of a chance. Not able to do so. Tiger left low, surely gets sideswiped here. He does indeed. Oh, and an instant dink on towards Li Hang. So really not looking too good. I think they might just even call this round off, to be honest. Unless Spine can get anything done. He's crept in. He's found 2. He says, boys, the round is on. Let's not give up until it is over. Now just down to Bartak. Just has to try and play the time here from behind the pillar. Tap onto the bomb from Lihang. Bartak finds the first. Low HP onto the next one. He's already won the round, but he finds the kill for good measure. Very well played in the 1 versus 2.
My God, that was close, though. That was seriously close. That was a chaotic pistol. Big credit to NewHappy for giving it a go as well. They very nearly pulled that off. 9-7. The Mongols breathing down their necks. They'll get a freebie of a round. I don't think we'll see too much of an investment come through from NewHappy. Just that low buy, the minimal one. They go back in towards the next and see what they can do with M4s of their own. So a bit of a throwaway. You can see one Deagle pick. A bit of a gamble stack over towards that B. So they're just going to leave 2-2 in the USPS in towards mid. And of course, with a couple of pop shots that Blitz heard, they'll now know that the buy on the other side is minimal. Sometimes teams like the force buy here. I personally, never really a fan of it. And now, of course, the Mongols know, so they'll know basically for the most part, wherever they go, got the betterment when it comes towards firepower. They can just pug their way in.
First find comes through. Have they sniffed the rat out on this B bomb side, though? I think they might just start to. They hang around the corner. Azteca. Oh, not going to check him, but the guy from B main does. Techno checks him. Easy round. Flawless, in fact, as they take 0 damage. So Mongols closing the gap pretty quickly, but obviously we'll look at NewHappy here and see what they've got coming into this early rifle round that they've gone for.
That's it. Big old buy coming through. That's the big thing. That's what we're talking about. That was just a throwaway round. Like attack pause, about calling the old attack pause. Now what can they do? But quintuple M4. He's trying to util as well over towards that CT side. Enough at the very least. Keep them at bay. Long term into these rounds, they might struggle there. They burn a lot of that early util. Retakes are going to become very difficult. Wait and see. Bit of damage dealt both ways already. Bartek taking a tag. Sane can be set over towards 2-2.
Two trying to spam through, not able to find anything in the smoke. Slow wind up here from the Mongol side. Looks like they want to head towards A. They'll begin to send the feelers out there. The bomb making its way over, though, so it does indeed look like a pretty confident A hit. Meanwhile, the setup from the CTs is pretty clean. However, it's going to be thrown into disarray as Tiger is left unable to help his teammate out. 2x holding a number of angles here. Good for 1, nearly good for 2. It's Tiger that goes down instantly, though, trying to, I guess, be a bit of a hero. So a 4-on-3 into a retake with no kits, with no utility. Yeah, they just do not have the chance here, and they know that. They recognize that on the NewHappy side. So conceding the round and letting it get up to even Stevens now, 9-9.
Well, once again, now in a position where the Mongols actually start to find that form. T-side showing how strong it can be. It was something that we mentioned coming in towards this round as well, with the very limited util when it came towards a kind of a retake. Is it going to be an issue? And in this case, it was exactly that. They had util to work with start of the round, but the second they get baited into using it early, that's it. That's the round done and dusted. One goes off, all tied square. We'll get another crack at it in next. The problem is, I'm looking at the buys going to come through. Tiger may have to go in towards the likes of a FAMAS potentially rather than the M4. If he gets dropped one, utility is something that worries me. Over towards some of the others. 2-2. Will he have enough? No. So, again, similar sort of arguments we were making about, 2-2's playing that A-side anchor. If he is to fall flat or if he's, forcing towards a retake, well, he's got his HE grenade. Lihang, same for him, and a flash on top of it. That's kind of those things that worry me on the CT side. Anubis is all about that util. Gap on the left-hand side. Azteca will slip past it. An opportunity. Both sides taking a lot of damage.
Walking out towards middle. going to try and make this work on their reaggress here. 2X is kind of the only defender and not in the best spot to defend. The B bomb site has so many members over on there. And with that frag coming in, might just be all she wrote for it. Has Tekka. It's actually a team kill that comes in nonetheless. He facilitates 2 frags. And a solid advantage with the 4 versus 2. So probably looking down the barrel of another save here for NewHappy.
Goes down. And now, yeah, as you mentioned, for NewHappy, just nothing for them to work with. This T side is so far been down perfect from the Mongols. NewHappy just haven't got a clear out to put it back in their favor. It's been rough, really rough. Getting worried now as well. I have a feeling that overpass might be needed. NewHappy just aren't playing good Counter-Strike on the CT side. The Mongols aren't really looking uncomfortable at all right now. It's simple, it's effective, making a massive difference. Li Hang will find a consolation kill. He might get another as well. He's sticking around, trying to make it a little bit more expensive. Bartak is nearby as well. Orb was scoped into. Annihilation ops against the peak. So, 10-9. Mongols the first side to it double digits despite being 9-6 down at the turn of the half. That's 4 consecutive picked up by the Mongols and NewHappy. They look a little bit like a shadow of their former self right now. Not looking comfortable at all.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a bit of a surprise here moving on to the CT side of their own map. We were expecting big things out from them, right? But they're as yet to put a round on the board and as yet to really look competitive in any of these rounds. Tiger is really contemplating a swing here. Flash comes in. Wow, Annihilation finds that kill. That's so fast on the reactions. 5-on-4 straight out of the gate. Another fantastic start for the Mongols. Nade damage is there, but somewhat minimal. Liang trying to get aggressive. Does not work for him. And another situation where NewHappy are really not looking favorable. One trade does come back in. They've not got full control of any area as yet. What is the game plan here? It looks like some kind of a wrap towards B. Then I don't rightly know, because the bomb's still out towards mid. So it's a little indecisive. Oh, from the Mongols, and Spine, with his sneaky little corner, is going to catch one. It looks like they are indeed wrapping towards B, but all the way around 30 seconds to get it done. 2-2. In a great spot. Oh, and if he gets good timing here, could find a key frag, and he does. He's dropped the bomb. He's dropped the bomb with only 20 seconds left. They are so flustered right now on the Mongols side. Just Annihilation, 15 seconds. I mean, just don't give him the kills. Surely there's not really enough time to get in there, get a kill, find the bomb. And wow, that absolutely fell apart for the Mongols.
Yeah, and of course, I think the big thing as well is you really start to see the value out of NewHappy when they pick up those AKs. They're so crisp. That first bullet accuracy from them is pretty damn monstrous, and Tutu showing exactly what he's all about. Big thing as well, having that open play on top of it, that's scooped up. Don't have to invest into it. Means their economy's all right, or at least stable enough to buy around it. This is an important round, a swing round. We speak of these in quite big favor. It's a super important round. But NewHappy to get this game back in their control. This is arguably the most important round we've seen from them thus far. Take this, and well, they could be in for a lot of success. Oh, the Bartak. In trouble, great flash. But he goes 1 for 1. The AWP posted, but a missed shot. Couldn't quite hit it.
Back into the regularly scheduled programming here for the Mongols as they just continually work their way out towards mid. It seems to be a very hotly contested spot, as it so often is on this map. Really important round, as you have highlighted. Spine and Li Hang to hold on to this B-bomb site. Molotov and a smoke. Li Hang, though, going to go in dry. They weren't expecting him there, were they? He nearly finds a double. Nade Decent damage onto Annihilation, softening them up. 4 on 3. It's Annihilation with the AWP is trying to stick around and find an overface, but NewHappy are not giving it. This is great patience right now. Oh, there's the peak. Nearly coming away with a frag. There's a return one from Lee Hang. 4 versus 3. 25 seconds. And they're not going to find a way in on the Mongol side, so they themselves will have to pull out a save.
Yeah, that's it. They can't, right? There's just no chance. Blitz is going to stick around a little bit. Not going to win the round. At the very least, if you can make it expensive, that's not bad. He's not being held for here either. They go 1-4. Are they still committing to this? Time is ticking. Why are they going for this? The bomb will fall. That's the round done. Annihilation, at the very least, keeps hold of his AWP, or so I say. Oh, model spine. So, silver lining, a sigh of relief there. That the AWP stays alive. That's all they'll have to work with. We said it was a swing round. And I actually questioned those final 2 players going in towards the B site. The round was done. They had 15 seconds. There was no way they're getting a bomb plant. And they knew there was someone in towards back site. With such low HP, all it took was a strong gust to win. They would have been blown out of that round. That's exactly what happened. Another pause to be taken here. You'd probably assume it's by the Mongols. Big conversations to be had. Do they buy around this AWP? Bartek has some money to work with. He could hero AK. We'll do exactly that. We're not going to overinvest. Oh, no, I say that. They are going for it. They've pulled the plug. They're going to go for the full buy. Double clear, 1 AK. And a deagle around that saved AWP is the buy. All chips to the middle of the felt, now or never. If they don't find this, NewHappy not only get 12, but they can make a very good push for 13 or 14 with very little competition. This is a ballsy call being made by the Mongols.
Yeah, kind of all in. Not sure if we're a fan of it, right? Trying to stay hot on the heels, I suppose, is the logic, but, like, this is really risky. That's what the game can be about sometimes, taking risks. I mean, when you're already a map down and there's only, you know, potential of 5 or 6 rounds left. I guess now would be the time to take the biggest risks of all and hopefully have the biggest payout from them. Annihilation kept at bay. Again, NewHappy doing a really good job of not overfacing, not giving the early fights across to the Mongols. As you sometimes see, you know, mid-swings, B pushers. They're really playing safe on the NewHappy side, and I think it's making life very difficult for Mongols because they can't find those early openers. However, a change up in the script as Lee Hang just goes walking down mid, finds himself one of those early kills that can be so elusive.
So far, so good, I guess you could say, for NewHappy. Great swing from Spy, looking for more as well. He's full blind. Still does damage, though. It still stays alive. He lines up yet another. Nearly gets a second on towards Bartek, who needs to get this bomb down. I don't think they realize Tiger's around the corner. The AWP with U2 in hand, and he gets deleted. And Tiger's at a masterclass on the way out there. There is a 12th picked up. At the very least, a bomb plant comes through, which is okay for the Mongols. But they're starting to fall behind once again. This CT side, NewHappy, slow starting, but they're coming alive in the dying embers. And they could be putting the Mongols to bed.
Even with the bomb plant, though, bro, the Mongols don't have enough money to buy in here. So, you know, loss bonus not built up enough for them. I think, again, that's why we look at that force buy and we kind of go, you sure? They lose it. They sacrifice another round. They allow NewHappy to move up to 13. They will have a clean buy in the next one, but yeah, really starting to panic for the Mongols. They have lost a lot of the wind out of their attack so far.
Shot. Easy round that should be. Hello. That's like a jump scare just in his face there. Nihang missed shot. We'll try and fall away. How sick is it he's got an AK? Could maybe get a couple of taps off here, but no, other ideas. That's it. I feel like a little jump scare coming through there, but won't make a difference to the round. Here's NewHappy up to 13. Man, they are so close to a 2-0 here. What an upset this would be. 3 rounds ahead, 3 rounds away from the elusive 16. And the Mongols starting to sweat a little bit now. AK's invested in Annihilation. Could pick up an AWP with no head armor. And that's a problem. Those M4s can be pretty damn crisp. We already spoke about the first bullet accuracy being very good for NewHappy. But those M4s become even scarier. Double all setup is the play, though, for NewHappy. I like this. Oh, that's why I like it. Tiger is so quick.
Yeah, they feel like they can do that with the double up setup, right? Get one of them aggressive and just throw the Mongols completely for a loop. As I'd said, for quite a while, we saw NewHappy playing passive, playing safe. The aggression didn't work for them in the early portions, but now that they have a bit more control, a bit more confidence, and indeed some spawn-based plays, they feel like they can indeed go for it. Li Hang chilling at mid. Could turn this round upside down. Annihilation coming through from a slightly different angle. And that's what they were waiting for. It's a shame that Li Hang didn't find one from there. He was absolutely dead to rights on the trade.
Spine pushed the smoke there. Just look at what he could have done. It's such a risk, though, right? I can understand it. They're going back over towards 8. Actually, no one really here. It's just 2x in towards main.
Yeah, they've pushed through. They think that, you know, A is indeed not really going to be a danger zone. But with Azteca finding that kill, and now Bartak up above on the bridge, there's no way that NewHappy find their way back into this round. 2-2 is in behind enemy lines, kind of has to go for it. Can't find anything, so save to come through. And yeah, there's a couple moments there that are unlucky for NewHappy. Spine if he tries to get cheeky like you said, and then of course Li Hang, I think if he finds one on the AWP, there is a world in which they try and go for the retake, but not to be. And thus the Mongols staying in the game and staying nice and close, making sure that they are threatening the lead here.
Yeah, that one fell apart at the seams. The isolation of the fight is actually pretty simple counter-strike. We play this spine turn at the worst time. Nobody stays alive. Of course, dying off the time doesn't make a difference with the CT side. So, all in all, still life left in the Mongols just yet. Most definitely not dead in the water. At least some fight left in them. Still feels like we need to see a lot more before we get convinced, just because we've had these flash in the pan moments before. They don't always make a difference in the grand scheme. Ball's coming through. Probably a talk to be had here by NewHappy. Just for them. You know, this is a very important round. If they lose this, not only the Mongols are more or less guaranteed to tie this game up 13 apiece, with the economy being shattered, but they can make a very good run towards 16-2. That leaves NewHappy in a position where they've got, I guess, maybe 2, potentially even 3 full buys left in them to deny the Mongols getting towards 16. It's very, very fine margins. This is a bit of a must convert. I love the idea about a double O setup in towards the round prior. I think, unfortunately, off the back of that initial kill, they just didn't play and group up together in the way they probably should have.
Well, we'll see. There is obviously still the opportunity here for NewHappy to stop the Mongols in their tracks and just, you know, make it a flash in the pan kind of round. They won't be too bothered so long as they are winning out the series and, of course, knocking the Mongols out. Isn't that quite something that we're even considering that? Azteca going to eat a nade early on, so a decent start. Li Hang looking for some spam through, but not fully going around the corner, not fully committing. Doesn't want to give his life away through the smoke either. Mongols this time around, not given the opportunities at those aggressive moves that NewHappy have gone for in the past couple. NewHappy moving back to their passive setup here.
Okay. Swing going in, blitz on fine. 2-2. Important opening kill. Once again, NewHappy just getting spread a little thin here. Take note. He's tucked his head as well in towards that corner. Won't spot. Spine's crossed. It forces him to beckon over a rotation so he's not isolated. There's that first contact being taken here. Now they are in a little bit of trouble.
Just a bit. Li Hang holding towards dark. It's such a difficult spot to get out of, man. And he shows us just why. Tiger answers with the AWP as well. Not looking good here. Annihilation trying to spam through on that AWP, but nothing coming for him. 20 seconds. I mean, when that smoke goes down, they're going to have about 15 left. And they kind of know that their days are numbered here. Nice find from Techno, but they're already on the way out, saving things into the next. How many times have we said that in this game? That's for sure. An awful lot of saves here on Anubis, but it's New Happy benefiting from this one and getting ever closer to 16.
Super important round, we said, right? Lose that and they would have been in absolute trouble. Real kind of financial woes would have come through. It's not to be anymore. New Happy close to that finish line. 2 rounds away on their map pick, on their CT side. And of course, for the Mongols, they are really under the pressure now. Backs against the wall and another pause to be had. And then a conversation needed. You can just tell the Mongols just aren't themselves right now. A massive upset on the cards here. Especially, I guess, an on-paper upset with the Mongols being seen as one of the most premium sides. But right now, this is just not the Mongols we know and love. They are not playing the Counter-Strike that we have been kind of used to over the last kind of, I guess, 6 months-ish, right? You maybe a little bit longer, but we saw them, the RMR, Major, Kato before that. I mean, this is a side under the Mongols brand, and then previously IHC, who have been so talented and being the premium side in the region, kind of claiming that throne away from the Tyloo of old. Yeah, this has not been the season for them. Also means no Pro League too, which is huge. This is a side who everybody expected to get towards Pro League, and now, yeah, not looking too good. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. That is so aggressive. That's the bomb as well. 2-2. I'm loving that aggression. That's brilliant. And they'll just fall away.
It's really good to see. I think New Happy, as soon as they, you know, pick up a round, they generally have some confidence thrust upon them, and then in the follow-up round, they will go for an aggressive play. Maybe it's a little telegraph, but I don't think we've got enough game for Mongols to figure that one out in such a quick fashion. Speaking of quick, Bartak will find a nice headshot there, but it feels like it's to no avail. 2-2. Perfect spray down and a great recovery on the AWP. Okay, what a round he's just had. 4K out of nowhere.
2 players there as well, jumping above the smoke to try and get info, and Tutu just ready and waiting. The second he spots you in the air, he's going to track you all the way down, eat his kill of his life. He'll take a double for free, but the 2 he got outside of that, brilliant. That AWP shot at the end, fantastic. But it's that opening kill. It all comes out to that, down to that. It's such a kind of a statement kill, right? He's flung himself in towards mid, no care in the win at all. Now the opening kill, found the bomb as well. I mean, that just really shell shocks the Mongols. And it's now or never for them. New Happy map and series points. Now Mongols are going to be the first to fall. Quick trade coming in from Techno. But even still, not exactly the dream start.
Yep, easy said than done here for the side of the Mongols to try and recover this one back. I think it is certainly getting away from them here. But we'll see. Still got 4 left to go. Tiger with a flash around the corner. 2x going to move off of it, but my man Bartak at the front, he's left unblinded. Tiger and Lee Hang, however, are here pretty quickly. Tiger up for a double, leaving the entire game in the hands of Techno. Smoke down. Ooh, nearly in for the double spray down there, wasn't he? It's going to creep around. There's a gap on the smoke, though, that Spine is going to try and use. Techno, savvy to it. Lee Hang can't take him down, and Techno with a huge 1 versus 3, 4K overall, keeping the Mongols in the game. And you know what? He might just have broken the bank for New Happy.
That's a massive round. That has caused a ripple over towards New Happy. Like you mentioned, the money's all over the place. I think they can squeeze out a buy, but it's not going to be a comfortable one. 2-2 and Tiger really going to struggle to invest in here. They might have to drop into the MP9s. 3 M4s picked up so far. I'm interested to see what they go for. Did they go for the FAMAS little armor or maybe the MP9s? No, even the pistols. An auto shotgun. All right, 2-2. Don't know if that is a confidence or delusion. See? Wonder where he parks up. Maybe in towards hieroglyphs in that connector position. The auto shotgun can be pretty damn scary over there. But that is a brutal round to lose. It's a 1 versus 3 with that 4K overall. And one man has gone absolutely huge. Question being, of course, is there a flash in the pan, or is there enough for them to make a run towards OT? The Mongols, they needed a miracle. They've just found it. But a few more needed as well. They need to cash all of them in right here, right now. Win this round, super important. Money's gone, and well, then actually, New Happy are really in trouble.
nade damage to come through. Oh, 2-2 up close. He's got the bomb. Why is the bomb leading the charge? He goes in for more, though. Nearly gets it done. Maybe if he picked up the AK, he might have found that frag. His crosshair was definitely on, but not able to get it done. Tiger getting aggressive here, spamming away. There's return spam on either side. It's Lee Hang in for a double, though, that makes all the difference. 3 versus 2. Once the dust settles, touchdown nade finds Lee Hang. Oh my goodness, this is all over the place. Who's come out on top? Well, it's probably NewHappy. You know why? They've got the bomb. Oh man, what an oversight from the Mongols. The bomb carrier charging in, carefree, not thinking about the dangers. Absolutely silly stuff, I think, and now we shall see how the Mongols choose to recover. Maybe his name is Annihilation. Oh my goodness. Living up to his namesake as he lands the flick on the second.
Gotta say, that's 2 rounds in a row now where NewHappy have thrown them away. They should be taking those, and the fact that they're not, I don't know, problematic. The 1 versus 3 never should happen, but even that round as well, they've got the bomb, they've got the control, maybe lacking a bit of info, but just over-facing, overextending. And of course, it's shattered their funds. Nothing for them to work with. The Mongols now have a very good run to play for OT. 1 more buy in the next round. All they've got to work with. Okay. Spine will make it lose a little bit expensive. He's had his moment, has to be said. Spine 24 and 21. He's had not a bad game at all. Unfortunately, this one should be done. Should be done. Oh my god, Spine. He made something of it. Credit to him. 3 kills to his name. They're nothing more than consolations. 30th round, we're getting the full regulation here. Is OT needed or is this closed out in regulation? We find out as both sides have got money to work with in terms of a buy, but no AWP in play here for Tiger to wield over on that CT side. He's very proficient with the big green. Not as much of the rifles as we've seen by his scoreline. The Mongols have a slight advantage here.
All to play for. NewHappy. Game was theirs, man. And the Mongols, that 1 versus 3 from our guy Techno, has turned the game absolutely upside down and managed to bring things back into contention where it felt like, you know, it was all but over. As is so often the case in Counter-Strike. 2-2. Looking to get aggressive. Spine took an aggressive peek and loses his life because of it. Blitz kind of knows what's up, but can't really put a stop to the aggression. 5 versus 4. Another failed Molotov from that CT side, kind of wasting utility a little here. And I think the Mongols will capitalize on that.
Gotta say right now, seems like NewHappy are falling apart. Very easy to get a consolation frag, looking for more as well, but a quick trade from Bartak. This is not looking too pretty right now. It's down to 2. He needs a magic. But now in 1 versus 2, he's made it out of 1 versus 1. It's just the AWP annihilation. The swing is brilliant.
Oh!
Tigers closed it out. And that's the upset. 2-0 for NewHappy. They beat out against the Mongols. What a result, Scriv.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, just unbelievable. I mean, the way that it happens as well, just continuing to add to that. Oh man, what a series! I mean, what a series! NewHappy, you know, as we've kind of titled them, sort of the new boys on the block. At least when it comes to playoffs, when you've got so many of the regular teams, you know, Linvision, Rare Atom, Mongols, NKT, Clutch. These are all teams that pretty continually make the playoff stages. NewHappy, not so much for them, and now they've just taken a major name down in relatively decisive fashion. So the Anubis was a bit hard there, but like. Their Inferno was really clean, 16-8. And the fact it's a 2-0, right, speaks for itself. So really, really impressive. And I don't think anyone was expecting NewHappy to look that damn good in this series.
They're solid, man. They're a scary team. I think Rare Atom are going to have their hands full tomorrow. That was a really solid game of Counter-Strike coming through. NewHappy, a couple of stars in that team. I think Spine really showed up in Anubis. I think quite consistently was the man of the hour, but speaking of the man of the hour, Tiger, when he had a pretty lackluster performance in comparison to his Inferno, He picked this moment there to clutch things out. That is brilliant. Annihilation, he had a great game, but unfortunately just not good enough. And that seems to kind of be the story for the Mongols in this season. Just not good enough, or not living up to expectations at the very least. That means we will not see the Mongols at Pro League. That in itself, if we're going to have one representative coming from this region, everybody would have expected it to be the Mongols. The fact that we're not going to see them at Pro League now, that is pretty damn catastrophic from them.
Yeah, it is kind of wild. It is kind of wild, right? We've seen them obviously find so much strength on the international Counter-Strike. They, as we mentioned at the start of the tournament, they upset everybody's pick'ems at the major and everything. So, you know, and it's not the first time, right? So they usually do pretty well when it comes to the major cycle, but they have, I think, disappointed a bit here if they went down, as they did to a rare atom. But, you know, if they went down a little later on in the tournament, then maybe you would say, okay, fair enough. But it's very, very questionable. I think that they go down to NewHappy here. At the same time, as said, individually, we were unsure whether NewHappy would be able to match up, and they definitely did there. And then as well, some really great, especially on that T side of Inferno, some really, really great reads coming in from them. So very impressive indeed. The only game going on today, so the bracket doesn't look too dissimilar from how it looked at the start of the show. But it's really starting to flesh out now. Of course, we've got Lim Vision waiting in that grand final. And we'll see, Rare Atom or NewHappy. Rare Atom look pretty good against the Mongols. They look pretty good against NKT. Difficulty against Lim Vision, but there are obviously two versions of the Rare Atom squad. And we'll see, are they ready for NewHappy here?
2 more games. That's all it comes down to. Rare Atom versus NewHappy tomorrow. Winner of that game takes on Lim Vision in the grand finals. And not only to be the champion of Season 45, but also to book their tickets towards Malta for Pro League. I mean, that in itself is pretty damn monumental to see a representative from this region. So, all to play for, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, for today, that is us done and dusted here on the Asia stream. Of course, there's an EU game later on today. I'm pretty sure it is starting at 5 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Central European time. But until then, of course, we're going to bid off farewell. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow for some more banging Counter-Strike. NewHappy taking on Rare Atom. That one is going to be a corker. But until then, we'll see you all soon. Take care.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.